Hello, welcome. Today we're doing a tutorial for this finger exercise from Hannon's book, The Virtuoso Pianist. Now, here we have the sheet of this music. Uh, we called it climbing exercise because it's a bit more of an inspirational name than just number one. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to play it for you. Then I'm going to give you some precise steps for how to play it properly. And then we're going to go note by note, breaking it down. So notice how I'm lifting up all of my fingers very high. I'm also playing with very rounded fingers, using the fingertips. See also how I'm keeping a very strong sense of pulse, keeping a very strong timing. This exercise is an excellent opportunity to train having a very good posture as well. I've gotten to the top of the mountain, I'm going to go back down. Really focusing on having proper finger shape, round fingers, exaggerate lifting up the fingers when you're playing, round fingers as well, playing with the fingertips. Trying to keep a nice smooth sound between all the notes as well when we get to the end. So it's very important. The most important thing is really lifting up the fingers nice and high, so you're training that movement between all of your fingers. Okay? Also, very important that we're keeping a strong sense of pulse. You notice when I'm playing, I'm keeping a very strong sense of pulse like that, like clockwork. Okay? The fingers are also very nice and bent, very nice and round fingers when we're playing. So the fingers are rounded like this. I like to say, or imagine if you're holding a ball or like doing a fist and then opening your fingers up ever so slightly. That's the correct finger shape for finger exercises and for musical playing in general. Remember, we're using this exercise as a launch pad for us to learn proper finger posture in other music that we're going to be playing. Okay? Of course, one of the things that we want to do is probably going to start by learning with one hand. Right hand probably, if you're right-handed, makes sense. And then going up, learn going down, then do left hand, learn going up, learn going down, then perhaps hands together. Maybe if that's a very new thing for you to do that exercise, then maybe wait a few days or wait until the next lesson next week where you're going to put hands together. And maybe you can only just do hands together in one lesson. Or maybe you're a shooting star and you can learn how to play hands together in that first lesson. Okay? And really important that we're also focusing on that hand shape and that finger shape. You see how I'm playing with my hands, flat wrist, not like this or anything like that. Just a nice round, proper hand shape like this. This is our proper hand shape. Okay, so hopefully that's guided you through the most important steps here. I've also got the sheet music so you can kind of see how long this goes for. We're starting off on C to A, and you can see that each bar has one repeat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we get back to C at the top. So we're going from here, C and G, up to here, C and G, and then going back down. Right, so let's actually get stuck into it. So first of all, we're starting off on finger number 1 on C, and then we're making a gap with our hand. Let's zoom you in a little bit. Come here a little bit closer. There we go. So starting off on thumb on C, and second finger on E, third finger on F, 4 on G, 5 on A. On the way down though, we close the gap, so now thumb lands on D. And we open the gap again, and every time we just repeat the same pattern. On the way down, we close the gap. It's almost like have you ever seen a caterpillar or like a worm, and they move their head and then they move their head and then they move their butt, and they move their head, their butt. So it's kind of like this. Slowly going up and higher and higher and higher. So C, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, F, G, A, B, A, G, F, E, etc. Okay, so repeat this pattern. Remember to have your fingers in the right round shape. Don't want to have flat fingers like this. That's not really good finger posture. Once you get to the top, then we switch around. So first of all, practice that. That might already be a very big challenge for you to get that part of the exercise. So just practice that going up with your right hand. Maybe do it 5 times, maybe do it 10 times until you're as confident as me. Don't speed up until you're comfortable playing it neatly as well. So you see, I can play fast without making mistakes. But if it starts sounding like, no, then you're going too fast. Nice and slow. Soldiers marching. Imagine soldiers marching. Very nice and slow and patient and accurate, keeping a very nice sense of pulse. The way that you approach this exercise will shape how you approach all of your music playing. If you can play this neatly and cleanly and tidily, then all of your music will sound nice and clean and neat and tidy. Okay. Good. So I got to the top. Hopefully by now you've practiced it a little bit and you can do it confidently. So now let's go down. We're going to start with a little finger on G. And we're doing this shape. So you see how the gap's gone from the bottom of the hand to the top of the hand. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We go up. Now little fingers on G, opening that gap again. A, E, open the gap. G, open the gap. C, open the gap. On the way up, close the gap. B, open the gap. And it's the last one. And finished on C there at the end. Good. So that was the right hand pattern. So maybe do that again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See how clean I'm keeping the pulse, nice and neat. Very good sense of pulse. Good. So that's the right hand. So hopefully you're going to practice that at least a couple of times until it sounds nice and smooth, nice and perfect. Okay, good. So now we're going to go for left hand. Left hand is exactly the same thing, just a kind of a mirror image, because obviously the left hand is kind of the mirror image of your right hand. So starting with finger 5, opening the gap to finger number 4, 3, 2, 1 goes up to A. And it's exactly the same thing as the right hand. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly the same thing, making our way up the piano. Remember, was it 7 repeats of the pattern until we get to the top? And we finish on C. There we go. And now we're going to do the same pattern. This time the left hand has the thumb on G, second finger on E. All the fingers going down, and all the fingers going up. All the fingers going down, all the fingers going up. Same pattern. You've got this now. Okay. Good, almost at the end. And you finish on C. So again, I would strongly recommend that you practice that at least a couple of times, hands separately. Make sure those hands are really confident playing separately before you try and attempt to do hands together. Once you do hands together, it's exactly the same thing, but with the hands together now. So it's going to sound like this. Perfect. See, nice and clean, keeping a very strong sense of pulse. Obviously start slower. If you're a total beginner, you might only be able to do this speed. Remember, much better to play slow and correct than to speed ahead and to make silly mistakes. Take a pause, go nice and slow, coordinate your fingers. Get your fingers to listen to you. Nice, accurate hands together. Once you're a bit more confident, once you've maybe done 5 or 10 or 20 repeats of this exercise, then you can maybe try going a little bit faster. And of course, once you get to the top, we finish on C there at the top. Very nice. And now we're going to go back down. So starting on G at the top, and we're making a gap. All the fingers now going down. Easy peasy. Again, maybe you need to just practice going up to begin with before you try going down. Go at your own pace. But once you're comfortable, you can try going hands together, going up and down as well. Very nice. So that's the finger exercise called climbing exercise. And now if you want to spice it up, if you're a beginner, we can make it into a little game. Remember, we're climbing up to the top of the mountain. That's why it's called climbing exercise. Climbing to the top of the mountain. And we get to the top of the mountain and we go C, 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 C. I'm at the top of the mountain. And then we go down. Climb to the top of the mountain. Now we want to get back down again. It's really cold up there at the top of the mountain, so we want to remember to get back down as well. There we go. So that's climbing exercise. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye.